Up to this point, our story started with the tip-off, and we've transitioned to Artboard 2 with the phone screen. Artboards 2 and 3 are our transitional boards that get us from the tip-off to the hero stats graphic. If you've noticed so far, we started with a wide shot for the tip-off, then went to a medium shot for the phone screen, and now, you guessed it, we're going to go for a tight shot. Our job is to highlight the excitement and the energy that comes with highlighting a player of the game. Repetition from elements flying at the screen are going to help us do that, so we're going to be doing a lot of stealing from Artboard 2 in Artboard 3. Artboard 3 is going to steal this rectangle and the text. So if I hold Option after highlighting both of them and drag those into Artboard 3, and then if I hit Command T, it is going to allow me to scale these up. And let's just make it fill the screen. Perfect. All right. And again, I'm going to stick with the same repetition of color here that I've had before, going dark, light, pink, dark, light in the background, pink is the text. So I have light, pink. So the next background that needs to come up is dark. So I'm just going to be duplicating all of these elements. Let's zoom in here to Artboard 3. I'm going to hold Alt or Option on Rectangle 2. And I'm going to double click on this to change the color. And I'm going to color pick the blue. And I'm going to Command T to size this down a little bit. All right. Just make sure we're centered here on both axes. And I'm also going to duplicate this text by holding Alt or Option. And then I'm just going to go ahead and delete this layer mask because I'm going to create a new one with this blue box anyway. So let's highlight that. And I'm going to hit Command T and I'm going to shrink this text down while holding Alt and Shift because I want to change it up a little bit. Make it feel like it's coming at your face. So now I can hold Command or Control to get my marching ants, make sure I'm on the text and hit the clipping mask so that it constrains there. But the other thing is I don't just want repetition and color. I also want it in the text. So I have a fill on this right now, and I actually want it to have a stroke. So what I'm going to do is change my color to be the same color as the background. And then I'm just going to right click and add a stroke. And the stroke is going to be the lighter background color. There we go. Cool. And again, the size of 4 is perfect. All right, let's just make this a touch bigger. There we go. And make sure that it's centered on both axes again. All right, let's duplicate this one more time. And holding Alt and Shift to set this up again. Make sure I'm centered. And then we're going to change the colors here. So let's make sure that the fill is pink. And the text, and I do want it to be filled. So I'm going to turn off my stroke, double click, and I want it the fill to be the dark color. Cool. And let's make sure this clipping mask is correct. Let's redo it real quick. Perfect. And then I also want her image to appear. So I've already gone ahead and done a cutout. That's one thing I'm not going to cover here. I will let you look for how to do a cutout if you don't know how to do that yet. I assume most of you can find a cutout or can look up how to do that. So let's go ahead and drop this in here. And anytime you bring in an image, you want to convert it to a smart object. And what this allows you to do is if you shrink it down and then decide, oh no, I wanted that bigger, you don't lose quality that you would otherwise. So what I'm going to do is take her image and I'm going to shrink it down, holding shift to constrain. And I want her to kind of start to reveal herself with amidst her name, but I don't want it to be super obvious who it is. So I'm going to add a clipping mask here, controller command clicking and adding the clipping mask. And then I'm also going to right click here and I'm just going to do a color overlay on her. So let's do color overlay. And the color I want it to be is this background blue. Perfect. So now she's starting to reveal herself here. And I think that's going to be enough for the third artboard. So let's go back and revisit where we are right now. So artboard 1, the centerpiece of a tip off. So the ball is going to be flying up, and as it comes down, the court is going to turn and it's going to open up to reveal her name, which is going to transition. Artboard 3 is really more of a transitional board. This is showing us how we want to get to her stats. And it's going to be her name, lots of repetition, lots of color changes, and it's going to ultimately land on her stats. So it's all going to move super fast. It's going to be like a 5-second or less animation.